listening to the Positive Professional Podcast with your host, me, Tracy Yvonne. This podcast is a weekly conversation about all things mental health, self-care, and wellness. And there'll be sprinkles of positivity, mindfulness, and guided meditations. Welcome back to Season 4, Episode 33. Today's topic is going to be about how to free yourself by overcoming the fear of loneliness. The fear of loneliness affects almost all of us. It is only natural for human beings to want to feel close and connected with others. Many mental health professionals agree that being connected and having a support network is one of the most important prerequisites for a healthy and happy existence. Unfortunately, there are times when we find ourselves alone due to factors that are often out of our control. The thought of being alone for extended periods of time can be terrifying or elicit feelings of anxiety and sadness. And why is the idea of being alone so scary? Have you heard of the term the primal switch? And what is it about being alone that flips a primal switch in us all, causing us so much emotional discomfort? The answer probably lies within the fields of evolutionary psychology and human development. There are adaptive advantages to fearing being alone. During ancient times, people that traveled alone would have been more vulnerable to attacks from predators and other neighboring tribes. Being alone could have meant that one would have to fend for themselves, which would greatly decrease one's chances of survival in the wild. And we also know that people need contact and touch at a very young age. And there have been famous studies performed on other animals that found that when young animals were raised without physical touch and warmth from their mother, they would show signs of distress later on in life. And this is not to say that the humans are the same as animals, but at the very basic and primal level, many animals, including humans, have an emotional need for contact with others. And since we already know how powerful the effects of not having contact with others can be from an early age and from the evolutionary standpoint, it should come as little surprise that the feelings of fear that we experience when alone can seem overwhelming. The first step to overcoming the fear of loneliness is to realize that the feelings you may experience can be intense, and that is completely okay. Whereas most people try to fight the feelings of panic or discomfort at being alone, you're going to do something that most people never do, and is also why they rarely overcome this fear. The secret is to let these feelings wash over you completely without fighting them. Let the feelings permeate through you, and within minutes you'll feel completely different about being alone than how you did prior to doing this. And while it may take longer than a few minutes for the feeling to dissipate entirely, you'll already start to begin feeling relief as soon as you stop fighting those feelings and accept them. They're natural responses to our need for contact, going unmet for a brief period of time. The fear of being alone affects us all, no matter how brave we are in other situations. If you can let yourself feel the emotions fully when you begin to get scared, you'll free yourself and give yourself a lifelong tool to work through any other unfamiliar or uncomfortable feelings that you may experience in the future. So in the next segment, I'm going to share some more helpful tips on how to overcome this. Overcoming the fear of loneliness can be a powerful step towards personal growth and well-being. So here are some tips that may help you navigate and conquer this fear. The first one is to embrace solitude. Understand that being alone doesn't necessarily mean being lonely. Spending time alone can be an opportunity for self-discovery, reflection, and personal growth. The next is to cultivate self-acceptance. Learn to accept and appreciate yourself. Recognize your own worth and understand that you don't need constant external validation to be happy. Develop hobbies and interests. Engage in activities that you enjoy and that bring you a sense of purpose. Pursuing your passions can lead to fulfilling experiences that can also be a way to meet like-minded individuals. The next is my favorite, and that's to practice meditation and mindfulness. These practices can help you become more present and at ease with yourself. They can also reduce anxiety and promote a sense of well-being. And sometimes it's good to strengthen your social skills. Developing good communication and interpersonal skills can help you feel more confident when interacting with others. This can make social situations less daunting. And also think about expanding your comfort zone gradually. Take small steps towards socializing. Start with low-pressure situations like joining a casual group or a club and gradually working your way up to more social events. Another important tip is to seek meaningful connections. Focus on building quality relationships rather than a large quantity of acquaintances. Genuine connections can provide a sense of belonging and reduce feelings of loneliness. And it's also good to practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding, especially during moments of vulnerability. Remember that everyone experiences loneliness from time to time. You should also think about engaging in volunteer work or join a community. Helping others can be incredibly fulfilling and can also lead to meaningful connections. It's an opportunity to be part of something larger than yourself. And the last tip I'm going to share is to consider professional help. If your fear of loneliness is particularly intense or has deep roots in past experiences, seeking the guidance of a therapist can be immensely beneficial. Remember, overcoming the fear of loneliness is a gradual process, and it's okay to take one step at a time. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress along the way. Thanks for listening and supporting this podcast. And make sure you're clicking the like and subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Stay safe, be well, and don't forget to be the best version of you.